Good evening, this is Brass Tacks. I'm Zaka Jacob. Prime Minister Modi was in Rajasthan today where he made an all-out attack against the Ashok Gehlot government as well as the India alliance. He referred to the Red Diary, saying it has names of some bigwigs of the Congress party and soon those names will be out. He also asked if crimes against women in Rajasthan should not get the same attention as crimes against women in Manipur. In a message to the India alliance, he also said that it's time to quit India of corruption, quit India of dynastic politics, and by just changing its name, past sins cannot be washed away. But the opposition is having none of it. They say that the no confidence motion, which was moved in Parliament, which has been accepted by the Speaker, must now be debated forthwith, and that the Prime Minister should come to Parliament and make a statement on Manipur in Parliament instead of being in campaign mode. But before we get to all of that, first the story of how the poll bugle has been sounded in Rajasthan from Sikar.
आपने लाल डायरी के बारे में सुना है ना? कहते हैं इस लाल डायरी में कांग्रेस सरकार के काले कारनामे दर्ज है। लोग कह रहे हैं कि लाल डायरी के पन्ने खुले तो अच्छे निपट जाएंगे।
चुनाव के पहले इतने घबरा गए हैं, जनता का मूड देख रहे हैं, जनता क्या सोच रही है, उसको लेके इतना घबरा गए कि बोखला करके अनशन आरोप लगा रहे हैं। तो फिर लाल डायरी लेके आगे प्रधानमंत्री।
आजकल इन भ्रष्टाचारी और परिवारवादियों ने अपनी जमात का नाम भी बदल दिया है। चेहरे वही पुराने हैं, बात भी पुराने हैं, तौर तरीके भी पुराने हैं, लेकिन जमात का नाम बदल गया है।
Prime Minister Modi is so rattled by the formation of India. Question is whether Modi can guarantee that India will climb out from the bottommost global ranking in Human Development Index, Prosperity Index.
मुद्दा मणिपुर है। 88 दिन से मणिपुर में नरसंहार चल रहा है। वहाँ पे एथनिक क्लेंसिंग हो रही है, हिंसा हो रही है। प्रधानमंत्री को अपने देश के एक स्टेट के बारे में पार्लियामेंट में आके बात करना चाहिए, ना कि जहाँ पे चुनाव होने वाला है वहाँ पे सरकारी प्रोग्राम डाल लेके वहाँ पे जाके विपक्षी पार्टियों को भला बुरा कहना।
All right, so joining us on the talking point this evening here on Brass Tacks, GVL Narasimha Rao is Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament of the BJP. Adil Singh Bopara is spokesperson of the Congress will be joining us. Rashid Kidwai, senior journalist, and Nalin Mehta is group consulting editor with Network 18. GVL Narasimha Rao, so the Prime Minister referring to the Red Diary, saying that if the Red Diary is open, then big names in the Congress will fall, etc. We don't know where this Red Diary is, leave alone what the contents of it are. So the opposition is asking, why bring in this? On what basis is the Prime Minister talking about big names in the Congress falling if the Red Diary is open? And also, please respond to the criticism that if he can go to Rajasthan and campaign, why can't he come to Parliament and make a statement on Manipur? That's what the opposition is asking.
Yeah, Zaka, on Red Diaries, I think the Prime Minister's observations or his comments in the speech have rattled whom it is really intended for. Ashok Gehlot, Chief Minister of Rajasthan, responded rather very worriedly, and it seems Red Diaries are a matter of folklore in Rajasthan, and a lot of people possibly know that what exists in these diaries. So obviously, while I am not privy to the contents of these Red Diaries, they are known to be they are known to have a lot of evidence against corruption by the ministers and the Chief Minister of Rajasthan, and otherwise a reference of this kind, Chief Minister, there was no need for him to react wildly the way he has reacted, number one. Number two, about statements, the Prime Minister has been speaking on many occasions in the past few days. He has been present in Parliament. He attended some meetings. He actually spoke to the media on the eve of the Parliament session, and he was at a major function in inaugurating a massive convention hall in Pragati Maidan yesterday. So Pradhan Mantri will speak in Parliament whenever he is required to, because there is a no confidence motion that a foolish opposition has already mooted in Parliament, in Lok Sabha. And certainly it is the Prime Minister who will respond, who will reply at the end of the debate on no confidence motion. Why are they having any butterflies in the stomach? Let them wait. They will get their stomach full.
Rashid Kidwai, first of all, this red diary was brought to light by one of the Congress's own ministers, somebody who was a minister up until a few weeks ago, Mr. Rajendra Guda, minister in the Ashok Gehlot cabinet. So the Congress needs to fix its house in order before it points fingers at the BJP or at the Prime Minister. And more importantly, he's also turned the tables on the India alliance and coined or come up with this coinage of quit India. Corruption must quit India, dynastic politics must quit India, and a bunch of corrupt parties, according to the Prime Minister, have come together and changed their name. आपके नाम बदलने से काले करतूत बदलते नहीं हैं.
Zaka, my friend G.V.L. Narasimha Rao knows, and perhaps he didn't say this. See, in the Jain Hawala famous the diary case, the court of law said diary is not admissible as evidence. This is very well known, a very high power, high profile case was there. L.K. Advani and several others, they actually suffered politically because P.V. Narasimha Rao had brought in this Jain diary case, and he had implicated a lot of his people of his own party and opposition in 1996, and nothing came out. So the diary has a very poor checkered record. So the Prime Minister to flash a diary, I think it's something that's that reflects rather poorly on somebody who's head of the administration of the country. We know corruption is a very disturbing trend. We also know that. See, when I heard Prime Minister speak, I thought, Zaka, you're playing some speech which was, was there in 2014-13, that time when, he was a Prime Ministerial candidate. It's been 9 years. I don't have to take names, whether it is Modi or Lalit Modi or Chokse and so many others. What is preventing Prime Minister from getting all the fugitives and economic offenders? Some people say 33, some say 72, whatever number. What is preventing him from acting? What is preventing ED, CBI if there is a
No, but Rashid, the problem is the opposition. When ED and CBI act against so-called alleged corrupt leaders, then the opposition says they are being misused. They are being used as instruments. No, one second. You can't have it both ways. On the one side, you say they are being used as instruments to attack the opposition. On the other side, you're saying, why doesn't he use those agencies to get these fellows back?
Is Prime Minister accountable to the country or to Constitution or to the opposition? Why I gave you so many names of this, this fugitives and all. Why is he not acted against them? What is preventing him? Is it because of opposition that government is not acting against Modi or Chokse?
Okay. So, Nalin Mehta, the other point that he made was, and he said this at the start of Parliament as well in the context of Manipur, saying, crimes against women should be unacceptable, whether they happen in Manipur, whether they happen in Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, wherever it is. And today, he reiterated that as well. And Rajasthan, by the way, has the record of being one of the most infamous when it comes to crimes against women. I think the NCRB data is, as of last year, 2022, 40,738 cases of crimes against women. It's the second highest for any state in this country. The opposition is saying that this is a false equivalence. That you can't say just because to divert attention or just to negate or blunt the criticism of what's happened in Manipur, you can't cite Rajasthan, you can't cite Chhattisgarh. Is that a fair criticism?
So Zaka, I think look, I think politicians will always play politics. I think it is the fact that there is violence against women in Rajasthan is true. If you look at any North Indian state, you will find similar numbers in comparison relative to other states in India. Are they, should they be limited? Are they a matter of shame? Absolutely. Does one wrong make another wrong right? No. Has there been a problem in Manipur? Yes. The difference between Manipur and Rajasthan and others, all of them are wrong. The difference is that in Manipur you've had several weeks, months of violence which the state is struggling to put down. So it's a different magnitude of problem. And I think while politics should happen, while politics is perfectly legitimate, the opposition and the BJP are perfectly all right to throw right at each other. But I think one wrong does not make the other wrong right. This water boilery will not lead us anywhere.
About Manipur, the government is stressing that this is essentially an ethnic clash between two groups, between the Kukis and the Metis. And Manipur has had, and you've done significant research in these matters, Nalin, that there has been a number of occasions in the last 70 years, there have been these ethnic clashes, tribal versus non-tribal clashes that have happened in Manipur. Mr. Amit Shah, as Home Minister of the country, was there, I believe, for 3 days back in June. The MOS home, I believe, was there for 20 days straight, right? Today, top government sources are saying that they are very close to getting both sides to come to the negotiating table. That the violence has not completely stopped, but it has significantly abated. The last death that happened was on the 18th of July. The government is hoping that in the next few days, they will be able to get significant sort of leadership of the Kuki and the Metis communities to come together and sit across the table and sort this out. They are saying the last time a Home Minister visited Manipur on the back of this kind of ethnic flare-up was in 1993 when Rajesh Pilot was Junior Home Minister and he spent all of 3 hours in Manipur. So the government is saying, here you have a Home Minister who spent 3 days there, and he's saying in both the houses that he is willing to stand up and take questions from the opposition, be in the firing line, because at the end of the day, law and order falls into the Home Department and he is the Home Minister at the end of the day. Why not start that debate? Why is the opposition, by insisting that Mr. Modi has to make the statement and that the debate will follow Mr. Modi's statement, you're actually depriving yourself an opportunity to put the government, as they say in Hindi, khadgare mein kade karne ka opportunity, you are losing it. Nalin.
I think, Zaka, the debate should happen. A motion has been filed, it's been accepted. The debate should happen. I'm not sure that any purpose is served by insisting on this thing that the statement has to come before a debate. The government, in fact, it is the essence of democracy that you hold the government to account and ask them questions. The debate should happen. And now that the motion has been accepted, I don't see why the opposition in fact, several opposition leaders have also now said, why keep insisting on this? As far as Manipur is concerned, you are right that the problem here is of an ethnic divide. It's always been the case. But now the real issue for the state government right now is that there is a trust deficit on the Meitei and the Kuki question. The Home Minister went and met Kuki leaders outside of the Imphal Valley, but N. Biren Singh didn't. And that, I think, is the problem for the BJP government, which all of this should be debated on the floor of the House. I'm not sure any purpose is served now on the semantics of whether X person should speak first or Y person should speak first. Have it out and debate it openly in Parliament.
Okay, so Adil has just joined us. So let me ask that question to Adil as well. The government is now saying that the video that led to the outrage across the country, there will now be a CBI probe into that video. The trial will likely be moved out of Manipur in the interests of neutrality and fairness, that it will be moved to a different state. And the question that I asked Nalin as well, and I'm asking you this, Adil Boparai, that at the end of the day, in this ethnic clash, the government is doing, and that's what their claim is doing what it can to try and bring back normalcy, to try and bring back peace in the state. The Home Minister spent a full 3 days back in June. The Junior Home Minister was there for 20 days. 35,000 CAPF have been moved to the state to bring peace, and this, I believe, happened in a matter of 24 hours or so. The last time a Congress minister / Home Minister / Junior Home Minister visited Manipur on the back of such an ethnic conflagration was in 1993 when Rajesh Pilot visited for 3 hours. Now, what else do you want the government to do? Leave aside the debate in Parliament or the lack of it and the statement in Parliament or the lack of it. On ground, what do you want the state to do? Adil.
Zaka, Mr. Narendra Modi is the most insensitive Prime Minister India has ever had. The BJP, in their quest for propaganda, smitten by megalomania, has sacrificed national interest. Do you really expect me to clap because the Home Minister has spent 3 days in Manipur? That's his job. You and I pay taxes. He roams around with a paraphernalia. He draws a salary. He's a public servant. He is governing this country in a fiduciary capacity. That is the least he should do. Please stop giving him credit for that. Manipur has witnessed arguably the worst ethnic clash in the history of our country. Police armories have been looted. Rape, murder, and arson is all pervasive. For 77 days, perpetrators of a ghastly crime which shocks the conscience of the most ardent supporter of the BJP also, I assume. They were still at large and this government didn't even move a finger. It was only after the video went viral that they woke up from their slumber. Internationally, Manipur is being discussed. But the Prime Minister of this country, the executive head of this country, does not have the time to come and address the parliament. Is Manipur not an integral part of India? I ask you, Zaka. Are Manipuris not an integral part of India? Are they lesser citizens according to Mr. GVL Rao? Do they not deserve a voice in parliament? Narendra Modi has time to inaugurate buildings. He has time to inaugurate complexes. He has time to deliver political speeches. Is this government just for brick and mortar? Or is this government for the betterment of 1.4 billion Indians?
Okay.
I ask you today.
You've asked a series of questions. Let GVL Narasimha Rao respond to that. Again, it comes back to the criticism that at the end of the day, the buck stops with the man at the top. The buck stops with the Prime Minister. Why is he not coming to Parliament and making a statement about Manipur? That's the question from the Congress Party. GVL.
No, the Congress Party and their friends in Parliament have turned this opposition into a farce. I think the situation in Manipur certainly calls for serious discussion. The government was ready from the day one. From the word go, we said we are prepared for a discussion. The minister, the Home Minister on the floor of Lok Sabha very categorically stated we can have the debate for any number of hours. He said, I am willing to make a statement and answer all your questions. No, but they are interested in a tamasha. And today, we have seen many members of the opposition in Rajya Sabha. I have not seen the footage in Lok Sabha. They were all in black dresses and they were making jokes. In fact, the chairman of Rajya Sabha, I think he chided them. He told them, you are not in the club. I don't think he used that word club, but you are in parliament. You are not outside somewhere. Where is the seriousness in the opposition? When the matter is to be discussed, why are they running away from a debate? We sat in the afternoon in parliament. We passed a bill in Rajya Sabha. We passed one more bill on scheduled tribes yesterday in Himachal Pradesh. Day before we passed a bill, they are here only to make a mockery of Indian parliament. They want to do drama here. They are not interested in debating real issues.
Okay.
If they were really serious about the plight of people in Manipur, they would have started discussion as soon as the Home Minister wrote them letters, offered them to start the debate immediately.
Okay.
But they are not interested in a debate. They want to derail Parliament
give me a moment.
and come out and make all kinds of silly
Give me a
claims
moment
outside.
because we are joined now and we have limited time with him. We are joined now by Rajendra Guda. He's a former minister in the Rajasthan government till about last week. He was part of Mr. Ashok Gehlot's government. He has subsequently been removed from there. Rajendra Guda जी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए. आज प्रधानमंत्री जी सीकर में थे राजस्थान में. और उन्होंने भी जिक्र किया ये लाल डायरी के बारे में। आपने पहले ये आके बोला था कि आपके पास कोई एक लाल डायरी है, उनमें किसी किसी के नाम हैं। आप ये बताइए कि क्या है इस डायरी में और कहाँ है ये डायरी? हम क्यों आपके ऊपर विश्वास करें कि उस डायरी के अंदर बड़े बड़े लोगों का नाम है, उनके करतूतें करतूतें हैं? ये है कहाँ ये चीज?
आप मेरी मैं विधानसभा में सोमवार को गया था हाउस में, और वो जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स मेरे हाथ में थे, जो डायरी मेरे हाथ में थी, मैं तो विधानसभा में टेबल करना चाह रहा था उसको। अध्यक्ष जी ने मुझे उसकी अनुमति नहीं दी, और फिर कांग्रेस के मंत्रियों ने, विधायकों ने मेरे हाथ से छीना। क्यों छीना उसको? और अब इनसे पूछे वो डायरी कहाँ है, और यदि उसमें कुछ भी नहीं है तो उसको मीडिया को दे दे।
नहीं नहीं,
क्यों छीना
अगर
उन्होंने?
आपके पास कुछ सबूत है, कुछ लोगों का नाम है, कोई पैसे का लेन देन का कुछ सबूत है, तो आपको आगे आके देना चाहिए, पुलिस को देनी चाहिए या ईडी, आईटी, सीबीआई को देनी चाहिए।
देखिए, आपको बताऊं, यहाँ जिस तरीके से यहाँ लोग एक बच्ची के साथ दुष्कर्म हुआ, और उस बच्ची ने मुकदमा राजस्थान में हुआ ही नहीं उसका, 1000 कोशिश करने के बाद, और दिल्ली जाके उसको किसी मिनिस्टर के बेटे के खिलाफ मुकदमा कराना पड़ा। इस जगह और भी ऐसे मामले, यदि कोई महिलाएं यदि किसी के खिलाफ मुकदमा कराने के लिए जाते हैं, तो कमिश्नर उस मंत्री को बुला के कह देता आपके खिलाफ मुकदमा हो रहा है। इस मामले के अंदर जो भी उचित जगह होगी, जिस जगह अभी मेरे खिलाफ 2 दिन में नया मुकदमा और लगा है, 5 महीने पहले मेरे एक मुकदमा, जब मैं मंत्री था, मैंने
नहीं, लेकिन गुड़ा जी,
विधानसभा में कहा।
ये डायरी तो आपके पास तो 1-2 साल से पड़ा हुआ था, आपने पहले क्यों नहीं बताया? आपके खिलाफ ये चार्ज है कि आप देखो अभी चुनाव आ रही है, तो चुनाव के पहले आप पार्टी बदल रहे हैं, आप पलट रहे हैं, इसीलिए अभी आकर आप ये सब चीजें बता रहे हैं।
देखिए, मैं आपको बताना चाह रहा हूँ, मैंने कांग्रेस के 2 बार मुख्यमंत्री बनाए हैं। 98 के अंदर इनके पास 96 नंबर थे, और इनको नंबर चाहिए थे 101 नंबर चाहिए थे इनको, और इनको 6 एमएलए मैंने दिया था। बसपा विधायक दल का नेता मैं था, और अशोक जी गहलोत जी के कहने के बाद मैंने पार्टी मर्ज की थी इनके, नंबर 1। उसके बाद 2018 में वही अशोक जी गहलोत, वही राजेंद्र गुड्डा, वही 6 एमएलए फिर दिए इनको दोबारा, और इनको राज्यसभा में इनके कहने से 6 बार वोट दिया, राष्ट्रपति का वोट दिया। संकट के टाइम में इनकी सरकार को बचाने में संकट मोचन का काम किया मैंने। मेरे पर 4 कैसे लगा रहे पार्टी दूसरी जाना? हर बार बीजेपी के सामने लड़ता हूँ, बीजेपी के सामने चुनाव लड़के आता हूँ।
Adil Bopra, you've heard this gentleman. He's not a BJP person. He was a part of your government in Rajasthan up until last week. He is saying that he took the red diary to the assembly and उनके हाथों से जबरदस्ती आपके लोगों ने, आपके MLAs ने वो डायरी को छीना, and now he doesn't know where it is. He said he was going to submit it as part of records of the house, and now it's been stolen from him.
So the BJP's defense or their attempt to sidestep Manipur is a purported diary by an individual who changes parties like he changes clothes. Is that their pretext? Would any person even bestow an iota of credibility to an individual who changes parties every elections? Let's come to the core issues.
No, Adil, once again. No, this same gentleman. No, once again, this same gentleman. I don't want to call anybody guilty till they're proven guilty. But this same gentleman had credibility to be a minister in your government till last week. तब तो credibility पे कोई issue नहीं थी.
So the BJP and their spin doctors want to sidestep ethnic clashes by a purported diary. So that's what you're saying. So you will raise a diary issue, a purported diary issue, which has zero credibility in the demand for accountability for ethnic clashes, where lakhs of people has been displaced and more than 200 people have lost their lives.
गुड़ा जी बताइए, कांग्रेस का चार्ज ये है कि आपको एक डाइवर्जनरी टैक्टिक की तरह से बीजेपी यूज कर रही है, जो मणिपुर में जो सिचुएशन है वहां से दिशा हटाने के लिए आपको आगे खड़ा कर रही है बीजेपी। ये आपके खिलाफ आरोप है।
So wasting prime time on this.
No, one second.
कांग्रेस ने यूज किया है, मुझे तो कांग्रेस ने यूज किया, जो डायरी निकालने के लिए मुख्यमंत्री जी ने भेजा था मुझे। मुख्यमंत्री जी ने भेजा था मुझे डायरी निकालने के लिए, नंबर 1। दूसरा, उसके बाद मैं तो 15 साल से इनके साथ हूँ। आज ये इस मामले के अंदर जिस तरीके से बातें कर रहे हैं, मैं कह रहा हूँ वो डायरी कुछ नहीं तो मेरे से छीनी क्यों? मैं तो टेबल करना चाह रहा था। और वो मैं हाउस में
150 आदमियों की हत्या हो गई है, 150 हिंदुस्तान के नागरिकों की हत्या हो गई है, और आप डायरी का ढंढोरा पीट रहे हैं। जाका साहब, मैं आपसे सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ। ये
नहीं, one second. No, this gentleman was part of your government.
आप Sherlock Holmes बन के
नहीं, this gentleman was part of your government, Adil. Whether you like him now or not is a different matter. The matter is that he is making some allegations. You please counter those allegations. I have no problems. Please counter the allegations. I am giving you as much a platform.
Forget platform. What is this? This is a non-issue. Ask Mr. GVL Rao. Why did the government of India sleep for 77 days?
Non-issue.
Why did the National Commission
GVL
of
Narasimha
Women
Rao,
not take any
Red Diary is a non-issue. GVL Narasimha Rao.
Red Diary.
Non-issue, बताइए. You are using Mr. Guda as a diversionary tactic.
मजाक बना दिया है आपने.
GVL.
No, people of Rajasthan want answers from Congress party. People of Rajasthan want to know what these diaries are. The gentleman, the former minister, just now made a revelation. He said Chief Minister asked him to get these diaries. Please ask him. Please ask him where did he get these diaries from, and what was the content in it, and what could be Chief Minister's motivation in getting those diaries. Was he wanting to know who looted how much money and to get a part of it? Was he trying to seek a share in it? Or what is it? Or was he trying to hide it away? What was the motivation of the CM? I want to know that. People of Rajasthan want to know.
नहीं, गुड़ा जी बताइए इस डायरी में क्या था? नहीं, गुड़ा जी इस डायरी को इतना ध्यान क्यों देना चाह रहे हैं आप सब लोगों का?
उस दायरे में कुछ नहीं था, तो इन्हें 20-30-25 लोगों ने, मंत्री और विधायकों ने मेरे से छीनी क्यों? नहीं है तो डायरी दिखा दो ना, इन्हीं के पास तो है, या कह दो इनके पास डायरी नहीं है क्या?
ये बताइए मणिपुर के बारे में आपकी क्या टिप्पणी है?
उस डायरी में कुछ नहीं है तो क्यों छीना? नहीं है तो डायरी दिखा दो.
डायरी के बारे में बात होने दो.
नहीं, एक सेकंड.
के बारे क्या टिप्पणी है?
आदिल बोबराई कुछ सवाल पूछना चाह रहे हैं आपको. पूछिए आदिल,
मणिपुर के बारे में पूछिए.
No, let's have Mr. Guda and Adil, please. Yeah.
जागती है, इनसे पूछिए एक मिनट.
मैं आदिल भाई आपसे ये पूछ रहा हूँ.
आपकी आत्मा जागती है, अंतरात्मा सवाल पूछ रही है. मणिपुर में क्या हो रहा है हमारी बहनों के साथ? पूछिए. गुड्डा जी कहाँ गए? गुड्डा जी मणिपुर के बारे में बताइए. आप जवाबदेही मांगते हैं मोदी साहब से. गुड्डा जी,
हिंदुस्तान के अंदर, हिंदुस्तान में महिलाओं के प्रति दुष्कर्म में हमारा स्टेट नंबर 1 हो गया, और एक नंबर 2 का मंत्री ये कहता है कि ये तो मर्दानगी की निशानी है, ये तो मर्दानगी की निशानी है. क्या बात कर, शर्म आती है मुझे.
ये मोदी जी से पूछिए.
ऐसे 3,500 किलोमीटर दूर है.
हम भी तो यही पूछ रहे हैं.
No, Adil, he's saying that the number 1 state for crimes against women is Rajasthan. He is saying, a man who was a minister in your government till last week.
That shows his credibility.
So
he was asking me a question.
He was credible for 4 years while he was part of your government. Suddenly he's become non-credible.
You know, the fact of the matter is the BJP, their spin doctors and whoever their acolytes want to divert attention from Manipur. And this is all a charade.
Okay, divert attention from Manipur. जी will respond and then I'll thank गुड़ा जी after that. लेकिन गुड़ा जी आपको भी बताना चाहिए कि अगर इस डायरी में इतने महत्वपूर्ण जानकारी है तो बताइए देश को क्या है जानकारी उसके अंदर. नहीं तो कांग्रेस पार्टी हमेशा यही बोलेगी कि आप एक डाइवर्शनरी टैक्टिक हो. मणिपुर से ध्यान हटाने के लिए आपको खड़ा कर दिया बीजेपी ने.
इनका मुंह बंद कर दूंगा मैं.
करिए बंद.
देखो डायरी मेरे से छीनी क्यों गई? यदि वो छीनी गई तो आप ये कहते नहीं छीनी गई.
बोलिए ना. बोलिए
कहाँ गई वो?
कौन आपको?
उसमें मैं डायरी टेबल कर रहा था, कहाँ गई वो? और उनको क्यों छीना? और इसमें कुछ नहीं है तो उसको परेश को दे दो ना.
भाजपा के हिमायती हैं. आप मणिपुर से ध्यान हटाने के लिए भाजपा के हिमायती हैं.
आदिल सुनना मेरी बात. आदिल सुनो. आदिल सुनो,
मणिपुर में क्या हो
आदिल
रहा है?
सुनना,
Okay, Adil, now
आदिल
listen to
आदिल
him. Yeah, listen to him. Yeah, बोलिए गुड़ा जी.
आदिल आदिल भाई सुनना, भाजपा के सामने चुनाव लड़के आता हूँ एक छोटे से मुकदमे में, पिछले बीजेपी के राज में रास्ते जाम के छोटे से मुकदमे में मुझे 38 दिन जेल में रखा था भाजपा ने, और मैं उसमें 22 इज्जत बरी होके आया हूँ। उस मुकदमे के अंदर 22 इज्जत बरी 38 दिन
आपको नाम
मेरे
दूं क्या मैं?
भाजपा के राज में मेरे घर
नाम
टूट
दूं
गए
आपको
थे।
मैं?
आपको क्या
आप
पता
मुझे
है, क्या
बताइए
बात करते हो?
मणिपुर के बारे
2
में
बार
आपका क्या
मुख्यमंत्री
आपको क्या
बनाया मैंने,
क्योंकि
2 बार
हमारे लिए
मुख्यमंत्री बनाया
दर्दनायक
आपको। आप क्या
हमारे
कह रहे
लिए
थे? 6
दर्दनायक
बार
है
राज्यसभा का वोट
आप
दिया है,
मणिपुर की बात
2
ही नहीं
बार
करना
राष्ट्रपति
चाहते
को वोट
क्योंकि
दिया है।
भाजपा ने आपको
आपकी
खड़ा कर दिया। गुड्डा
जिस
जी
तरह में
मणिपुर के बारे में आपकी क्या टिप्पणी है? क्योंकि कांग्रेसियों
पिछली
की और देश की को इस ये दर्दनायक जो हादसे हो रहे हैं इससे दुखद है पूरी देश।
मैं
आप मणिपुर
दुखद
पे
है, शर्मसार है को ये बातें, कोई भी
आप
कहीं भी
मणिपुर
यदि
पे
गलत हो रहा है।
जवाबदेही क्यों नहीं मांगते?
Okay. All right, Guda ji, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए. Let me get Rashid as well as Nalin on this. Rashid, the point is that, you know, what happened in Manipur, a standalone needs to be discussed in Parliament. Nobody is having a quibble with that. But what the opposition is being accused of by the BJP is you're being selective. A crime against a woman is a crime against a woman, whether it happens in Manipur or in Rajasthan or in Chhattisgarh or in Tamil Nadu or in Kerala, right? And you know, there was, no, one second, Rashid, hear me out, Rashid, hear me out. I think a few weeks back, there was a young Dalit girl who was brutally raped. I believe it was in the constituency of the Chief Minister. And she had to run from pillar to post, and until this matter came in front of the media, the police were even refusing to file an FIR. Is that not something that should be talked about? Is that not something that should, you know, boil people's blood, just like Manipur did? I'm not saying that people should not show emotion or get outraged by what happened in Manipur. We absolutely should, and rightfully so. But similarly, shouldn't we for Rajasthan as well? And what happened to this young Dalit beti?
Yeah, Zaka, you're absolutely right. I fully endorse your sentiments. Crime against women is a blot on our, you know, society, political system, administration, etc. Now, when you try to look at it in a more, you know, objective way, you realize that there is a very little. If you look at the figures by National Crime, you know, Bureau, there is a very little difference between, in terms of population and crime, between Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. There is a, you know, a party in governance. Congress is in Rajasthan and BJP is in Madhya Pradesh. What we do is we use a selective, you know, narrative. We say that, you know, Rajasthan mein beti ke saath ye ho raha hai. What about Madhya Pradesh? Nobody is talking about Madhya Pradesh and several other, you know, North Indian states. If you look at the track record of crime against women, there's a big gulf between, you know, north and south, or north and, you know, states in the east. This is one thing. What is happening in Manipur is ethnic cleansing. It is far more serious. It requires action. There is no point talking about number of hours and days of particular, you know, Home Minister had spent or is spending and all.
Okay.
It's just, you know, as you know, a poet Ghalib had said, "Ke masiya hua kare koi, jo mere dard ki dawa kare koi." The one can attend to it. Why is that government not doing this? You know, bringing under president rule.
Okay,
All
30
these-
seconds, Adil Boparai. 30 seconds, Adil Boparai, and then final word to Nalin after that. Yeah, Adil, quickly, please. Yeah.
Zaka, one reason why you cannot compare Rajasthan with Manipur, and please hear this reason, and Mr. Rao also should hear this reason. In the Rajasthan case, the accused persons were arrested within 24 hours. I repeat, the response of the state, they were arrested within 24 hours. In Manipur, they were fleeing, they were at large for 77 days. And the first arrest came after there was national outrage. So therefore, don't compare incidents where the state response has been different.
Okay.
Let's be honest to ourselves.
Fair enough. Nalin, final word. What I'm curious to know is, how is this going to play out? Clearly, next week we're going to have the debate on the no confidence motion. Maybe the opposition will succeed in its singular aim of getting Mr. Modi to speak. Maybe it will not. I don't know how the no confidence debate in Parliament is going to play out. But I think the narrative is set. Mr. Modi said this in the parliamentary party meeting, I think a few days ago, and today in Sikar in Rajasthan, that by changing your name, naam badalne se aapke kartute badalte nahi hain. Is this a narrative that will stick?
So I think this is what Mr. Modi is doing. This is an early template for the larger meta-narrative for, ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. What he's doing is picking up on strands from previous elections where he's always painted the opposition as essentially as Parivarwadi, as corrupt and so on, with the BJP being the force for change in this narrative. By insisting on the Prime Minister's statement, the opposition thinks that it's got a clever go around because, by bringing in the no confidence motion. The numbers, of course, are not in doubt at all. But I think you're also giving the opportunity to the Prime Minister to grandstand and to really set in play his larger narrative, and we've already seen an early glimpse of that at the ITPO speech in Rajasthan and so on. I think picture abhi bahut baki hai, Zaka.
Okay, picture abhi bahut baki hai. We'll see how this plays out. In the meanwhile, like I said, it is all our interests, whether it is through the course of these debates, or whether it is in Parliament, or whether it's the government, it's in all our interests that the perpetrators of these horrific crimes in Manipur are brought to book as quickly as possible, and that peace and a semblance of normalcy returns to this critical border state. And we'll keep a tab on how that is progressing through the course of the next few weeks and months. But shifting focus now to what's happening in Karnataka. Now, there was this incident that allegedly happened in a college in Udupi in coastal Karnataka. There was a quote-unquote filming scandal which sparked a huge political firestorm between the BJP and the Congress. Disciplinary action has been initiated against the three students who allegedly were filming people inside the ladies' washroom. Now, these three students have been suspended. They've also been booked under multiple sections of the Indian Penal Code. There's an FIR now against them. The ABVP protested in Udupi. The BJP Mahila Morcha staged a protest in Bengaluru. They are asking for the immediate arrest of the three suspended students. Now, the BJP claims there is a larger conspiracy. It's accused the Congress of shielding these students. The BJP has also called this another instance of appeasement politics. But member of the National Commission for Women, Khushbu Sundar, who visited the campus today to conduct an inquiry, she said there is no evidence of any camera being installed inside the washroom. She also urged caution and a sense of balance from the media, saying that you can't quickly rush to conclusions. There needs to be evidence, not just mere allegations. Meanwhile, the police have also urged people to stop circulating and fomenting misinformation or rumors and baseless facts about this incident. The Congress, meanwhile, has accused the BJP of playing divisive politics. The question remains, A, will there be a free and fair investigation? B, can the students get away by saying that this was simply a prank because it was invading someone else's privacy? And most importantly, who is bringing politics into what should be a free and fair investigation?
NCW has come here on the basis of a complaint which was sent to us. Investigation from the police department and the investigation from our side will continue and will come to a conclusion very soon.
Friends doing these kind of things, I think we will leave it to the principal. They will handle it. Why BJP wants to make it a political issue out of it? I don't think this is a good trend.
State government is taking very rightly, saying that it's a fake news. If it is fake news, why three girls were suspended? That apology letter itself is good enough to put a case should be taken as a material for putting a fire. Police has failed in this.
All right, Dr. Bharat Shetty is MLA of the Karnataka BJP. Lavanya Ballal, spokesperson of the Congress Party. Brinda Adige, women's rights activist, is also joining us. Dr. Bharat Shetty, I'm sure you heard from Khushbu Sundar, who's a member of the National Commission for Women, who was there to do an inquiry, and she said there is no evidence of any camera being inside the washroom. She also said that this is about students and you cannot jump to conclusions. This is not 2-minute noodles. This is the words that she used. Who then is politicizing, sir?
See, Madam Khushbu came and spoke to the Superintendent of Police and the district DC also. Then after that, immediately she came and gave the statement saying that there is no video cameras installed in the toilet. That's right. There is no video cameras or CCTVs installed in the toilet. She is right about it. But the students themselves have agreed that they have recorded and they have deleted. This is what the Superintendent of Police has told in his press conference. The students have agreed and that they have recorded and they have deleted it. Now the issue is, this is not a single case. Today the students of the same college are saying that 6 months ago also the same thing has happened before, and a year ago also the same thing has happened before, but everyone is afraid to come out in the public and talk about it. Now we want we are suspecting a hand of some radical elements behind this. We are asking for a proper investigation. Let's find out the truth. Now what has happened with the Congress government is, before doing any investigation, they are giving the judgment. As now we have seen the Honorable Home Minister saying that this is just a prank. They are telling it is just a prank. See, the girls went to the extent of telling that today only in the protest. They were telling that there were exchange of mobiles also. The mobile which was given for the investigation might have been changed also. One thing is that. First, one more thing is the police, when they gave a statement, they didn't do the forensic lab investigation of the phones. Whatever the phone they have taken from the students, they have not done a forensic lab investigation, and they just said that there is no video in that, nothing is found out. Now they have filed an FIR yesterday. If there was such a small prank, then why did the government file an FIR yesterday? The issue is very serious. And
so Lavanya Ballal, the point is, and we will get to, I think all of us can agree on this fact that this was not inside the washroom, it was kept outside the washroom. Now, you cannot brush this aside as a prank simply because even if it were a prank, it is violating somebody else's privacy, right? And that is a crime. You cannot violate someone else's privacy. So, why did the police not register a case on day one? Yes, the college has taken refuge by saying, okay, we've taken action. We've deleted the video. The BJP is saying that, the police are deliberately going slow on this case. They don't want to investigate, perhaps under pressure. But fact is that merely calling it a prank does not make a crime go away.
Good evening, Zaka. The term prank has been used by the college about this entire incident. I do understand that it is a criminal offense to invade someone's privacy like this. I totally agree with you. We are on the same page about it. Also, the complaint was filed on the 25th, the FIR, because the complainant or the victim was unwilling to file a case. If you look at the protest that is happening today by the ABVP, by the BJP, the girl who went through this entire episode is not part of these protests. She's not participating in the divisive politics being practiced by the BJP. Now our honorable MLA who is on the debate, he's a second-time MLA, he says this incident has happened 1 year ago and 6 months ago, and there are radical elements involved. The question to you, sir, 1 year ago and 6 months ago, your party was in power. If there were radical elements, how did the radical elements reach Udupi, and why didn't you stop them? Also, so if you knew 1 year ago that incidents like this are happening or were happening, you failed to protect our girls. You failed to protect our students. What were you doing? Weren't you supposed to be a very good government?
Don't divert the issue. Now today the students have diverged. Today they have diverged.
I'm not diverting the issue, Mr. Bharat Shetty.
You are diverting.
You are
completely diverting.
With all due respect, I didn't interrupt while you were talking,
it should not be called a
Please
prank.
let me
Why
finish
did your
my
Home
sentence.
Minister call it a prank then?
Mr. Bharat Shetty, let me
one at a time, please. One at a time. Lavanya, you finish and then I'll come to you, Mr. Shetty, to respond. But Lavanya, you finish first. Yeah.
Mr. Shetty, all we are saying is we are confident that the police is doing a good investigation, and you have heard the member of HCW, Ms. Kushbu Sundar, who said there is no evidence of video cameras in the institution, so do not make it into a communal issue. It was told by the NCW member herself. What more do you
now,
need?
Bharat Shetty responds. She's asking you if there were such incidents 1 year ago and 6 months ago, your government was in power, why didn't you act?
I'll answer. First thing is that she said it should not be called a prank. I agree with her. Her Home Minister has called it a prank. He says it's a child's play. Second, the Congress tweets, the Congress Twitter handle of Karnataka tweeted that it's a prank. Again, they themselves have called it a prank. Congress party has been continuously telling it's a prank. Now the students are divulged that today during the protest, one of the girl students from the college has given a statement in the press only, one of the TV channels, telling that this thing has happened 6 months ago also. Some recording was done like this. Now, because we came to know today, we are telling that, see who after recording, where the recording have gone, who is behind it. We are asking for an investigation. We are not asking for a judgment from anybody. We are also not telling that some jihadi elements are already behind it and they are planning to do something.
Okay.
But everything is fishy because the police comes out the day after that, 2 days after that only, they say nothing is wrong, everything is safe. See,
so let me ask Brinda Adige, as a women's right activist, as a women's issue this, I mean, clearly it was wrong. Even if it was between friends, this can't be brushed aside as a prank, because it is a criminal offense to invade somebody else's privacy without their knowledge, without their consent, right? So that happened. Now, whether the college did the right thing by just, merely calling this a prank and then suspending the students, whether the police did the right thing by, yes, the complainant may not have been willing to come forth. Maybe she was afraid. And most such cases, survivors are afraid to come forth. But there is the concept of zero FIR. In such cases, when a crime has happened against a woman, the police can and does have the powers to suo motu take cognizance, right? So where do you stand, Brinda Adige, on this critical issue? Because we need to get to the bottom of this. If not to understand what happened in Udupi, but at least this would serve as a deterrent in other institutions, in other colleges, among other such young girls with impressionable minds.
You're absolutely right. Whatever happened in that college in Udupi is not just a prank, it is an offense. And taking a video or a photo of somebody and in that kind of a manner, we already have IPC 354, voyeurism is a crime. So that you do not even have, the police don't have to file zero FIR. The police can take suo motu action and file 509 and 354 and everything else. So why did the police delay is the big question. And why is it that the college principal comes forward and says, we deleted it? They have no right to delete anything. Their job is to have handed over all of that to the police, and an investigation should happen. And like one of the other panelists is talking over, Mr. Shetty is saying, the investigation must be fair and it must be swift. Because if it gets delayed, then there is the chances that we may not have the victim survivors coming forward to make the statement or even taking the matter all the way to court. And like you pointed out, this must not only set a precedent, it must also show that this kind of a crime is going to be seriously acted upon. Because I can't even imagine what is happening to the victim survivors who may not want to register the complaint for various reasons, mostly social and also family pressures and things like that. But mentally, psychologically, emotionally, what are they going through? One does not know all of these things.
So Lavanya, respond to that. I mean, irrespective of whether the complainant came forth, and I think Brinda Adige is 100% right, in most such cases, victims don't come forth because of societal reasons, familial pressure, so on and so forth. But even if they don't, the law has been suitably amended that the police are well within their right to suo motu take cognizance of such a case. The police could have well done this last week when this came to light.
Absolutely, Zaka. I'm not disagreeing with that. And I also agree when all the panelists are saying that we need a fair and a just investigation. We want justice for that girl as well, and that is our goal. All we are saying is we trust the police to do a good job, and NCW and the police is working hand in hand right now, and we want justice for that girl. And no one should, like Brinda was saying, they should set a precedent that this kind of things shouldn't happen. What we are not okay with is a huge section of the troll army sending out and posting fake videos and sharing fake videos on WhatsApp, claiming the incident is from Udupi and fueling the communal disharmony or trying to create communal disharmony. If you look at multiple BJP handles on Twitter, They are talking about communal angle. Why would they bring communal angle into this whole thing is the only question we have.
Okay,
we want
so
justice for
Mr.
the girl.
Shetty,
We want
respond.
a
Why are you
punishment to
bringing
be
a
severe.
communal angle? There were handles,
First of all,
who are supporters of yours who had spread fake news. Some of them were detained as well. Please respond to that charge.
First of all, we don't agree with all this false videos being trolled and sent around and all. We don't agree with that, and we are not part of that only. So what the Twitter handle of Congress is doing, I've already told you, they're calling it as a prank. Forget it. Now the main issue is about the investigation. We, the people of Udupi and the coastal area, we don't trust the police anymore because first they didn't file an FIR. Second, they told there is no case at all. There is nothing involved. And now yesterday they are under pressure of people and the media, and they have filed an FIR. We are asking for a special investigative team under the chairmanship of a retired judge or a serving judge. That level of investigation is required because we have to look at it from all angles.
Okay.
The Congress panelists talked about the communal angle, all these things. So we cannot say that is also not there. From all the angles, we have to look at this issue.
Okay. I've got to leave it. I've got to leave it at that. Once again, I'll just wrap up by saying that it was wrong of the police and perhaps even the college authorities to brush this aside by saying it was a prank.
Absolutely.
It was even if it was a prank between friends. Fact is, it is a violation of someone else's privacy, and that is a scheduled offence. That is a crime which needs to be taken cognizance of. We wish the police acted swiftly, but at least now we hope that we get to the bottom of this case with an impartial, free and fair investigation. Thank you very much to all our guests. I got to wrap up. Thank you very much to our viewers for tuning in. I'll catch you again tomorrow night. Same time.